Right, let's turn this up. We should have sound, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh,
Right, let's just.
bit late.
Yeah, so. It's not that brilliant light, but. Should be a lot better. So. Are you. When you're going to watch. The Flesh and Blood show?
Not sure. Not when.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as loud as I thought it would be. Hang on, that's why. Right. It should be a lot louder now, Jeff. Well, it's not that much louder, but...
Oh.
Is that the Flesh and Blood show? Any special features on it?
3D sequence, theatrical trailer, and best of British trailers. Not much, really.
Yeah, that should be...
I've also watched yesterday Watch Your Stern.
Watch what?
Watch Your Stern.
I didn't know you were looking at my stern.
Kenneth Connor dresses up in drag. Quite funny.
Yeah, from what I can remember of Watch My Stern, it's Sid James... Actor Jakes, is she like a visiting auditor or something?
Yeah, she's a scientist.
And Sid James has obviously got wind of it, and he has to try and get all the crew shipshape to pass the inspection.
You have to chuck a bike and over the thing, lower up and down again. Leslie Phillips' bike.
Yeah. Well, there is another film which I would recommend if you haven't considered it already. See if you can guess. It stars Ian Carmichael, Sid James, Liz Fraser, Dennis Price. It stars the Irishman with the big beard from Doctor in Clover, who can back the chalky balls in his ears. It's Double Bunk. Have you seen Double Bunk?
I've heard of it.
Oh my goodness me, Jeff. I thought you were a buff of classic British comedies. Double Bunk, basically, Ian Carmichael and his young bride, they come to view this big old houseboat moored up in this boatyard. I'm sure it's on Thames. And the people who have it can't wait to get rid of it. And they go, what, done, there, you can have it, psh, we're off, see you later. And they're like going, you know, something's not right here. So they settle into it, and then it's a big rainstorm. It's pissing down bloody cats and dogs. So somehow he's mates with Sid James, who's he's turned up with a new car every day, like he's bought a second-hand hearse or something. And but the proviso is, Dennis Price, he kind of runs the boatyard, and he doesn't want this scruffy old houseboat in his boatyard. So he says, "Oh, by the way, yes, next month your charges will go up by blah 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 amount." So we can't afford that. We'll have to move. No, well, man, that's the terms and conditions. You know, if you can't afford to pay the increased rent and for the gas and the electric and the discharge and that charge, you'll have to go. So basically, purely by accident, Sid James suggests that they go on a little trip down a river in this boat, and it brings on his screen girlfriend in the film is Liz Fraser. So they set off, pottering along, going too fast, creating a wash, and one of the in jokes is there's this covered up little rowing boat moored up at the under the trees. You can hear these two voices going, "Oh, be careful, Bert. Oh, I'll be careful there, Ethel." Basically, they're about to have nookie. We don't see it, you just hear him. The wash goes by, and he goes, oh, sorry, F. We'll have to get married now, Bert. So, they come back after creating all this havoc, and somehow they get, that's it, they're in the fog, and they end up crossing the English Channel into France on this knackered old houseboat. And in the same port, there happens to be Dennis Price on his luxury boat with his cohorts. And they nick some diesel for their boat, and they have a bet. If you beat me back to the boatyard, I'll let you live rent free for 5 years, something like that. So they're going along. Of course, you'll think it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Dennis Price's boat's going to win, but then the Irishman with the big beard, he gets absolutely arseholed at the helm, starts going round in circles for 2 hours, and Dennis Price, Ian Carmichael beats it back to the boatyard. But double bunk, I'd recommend double bunk, two-way stretch with David Lodge, Bernard Cribbins, Liz Fraser, Peter Sellers, and there's another one which also stars Peter Sellers, Nanette Newman, and Bernard Cribbins, and yeah, Bernard Cribbins plays an Irish gangster. Peter Sellers by day is a haute couture designer, but by night is a well-known tea leaf, and is suspected of catching these criminals who will put off these impersonating police officers. And say, look, no, you've got to have real cash, and then it's like basically a staged robbery to catch the real people who are impersonating police officers. And yeah, so I can't remember the name of that now. Oh, Passport to Pimlico, that's another good one. The Lady Killers, double bunk, two-way stretch. But one I want though is you might know this film. It stars Sid James, Jim Dale, John Sims, I think maybe Liz Fraser
Yeah.
and Dick Emery. You have this film.
Yeah.
Dick Emery, Sid James, Jim Dale, Money in a Tree. The tree is now within the grounds of a police station.
You missed one actor.
Liz Fraser, Joan Sims, Jim Dale, Sid James, Dick Emery. Oh, Lance Percival.
Yeah.
God, how could I forget Lance Percival? The cook in Carry On Cruising. He's also in a film, a 70s sex comedy called Rosie Dixon Night Nurse, where he's a patient with a 12-inch problem. It's one of those, you know yourself, there's a lot of these bawdy 70s sexploitation comedies, probably cashing in on the confessions films like Can You Keep It Up for a Week, which is basically this bloke, can you keep a job for a week? The Amorous Milkman, the Ups and Downs of a Handyman, Adventures of a Plumber's Mate, Adventures of a Taxi Driver.
That's what you wanted to get again.
Well, I wish I'd kept that box set now, because Adventures of a Plumber's Mate, it stars Arthur Mullard's in it as a bit of a debt collector stroke heavy, and I think the bloke who's serving out the blood from the vampire scene in Vault of Horror. No. The one that's it. It's the bloke who's the waiter in the scene with Daniel Massey and Anna Massey in Vault of Horror.
Klotz?
How did I get Klotz? What? It's him, but he's a mute in this. But him and Arthur Mullard are heavies, like debt collectors, and this bloke who's a plumber's mate, who works for Stephen Lewis. I'll get you, butler. It's all around this criminal's coming out of prison, and he nicks some gold. And what he did was he melted it down into the shape of a toilet seat. But his wife, who don't know this, wants a normal toilet seat because this one's too heavy. So he comes round, takes the seat, and puts a plastic one on. So he comes on with his mates thinking, well, hey, it's payday. You know, get the toilet seat, get it smelted down, we'll have some dough. But when he gets back home, he finds his toilet seat's plastic. Because then they're on to the bloke who's the plumber. As it turns out, they gate crashed his house with a retired judge who remembers the criminals. They see the judge and leg it and get arrested. The other one is Adventures of a Private Eye, which stars the same bloke. That's got a cameo with a cameo, literally a cameo, with John Pertwee as a randy private detective, leaving his subordinate in charge. I think Robin Stewart's in that. But all these body 76 sex comedies, man. You know, ups and downs. Yeah, Can't Keep Up for a Week, Rosie Dixon Night Nurse, Ups and Downs of a Handyman, The Amorous Milkman, where he actually gets beat up by an angered husband at the end, and it's not really a happy ending, but Yeah, but Double Bunk, man, you need to check out. It's on YouTube, I think. Double Bunk. I mean, it can't be, I mean, Ian Carmichael, Liz Fraser, Sid James. So yes, I thought this would have been louder. It might improve the sound a little bit because you can't. Where you got it set up now is you can't really see the camera, and it's as close to the microphone as I can, to the speaker as I can get it. But it was really good last night. I mean, I was staggered though. I was staggered at the time we finished. It was gone at 3:30. And again, it was meal call time. You've got. But it was a good thing. All the highlights are now fully uploaded onto Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Obviously, on YouTube, it's only in 4 parts rather than 13 because I had to keep it separate parts because it would have been too big for Instagram or the group. So I made it into smaller parts, but obviously bigger files for YouTube. Otherwise, I'd have been there till the end of bloody time. But it wasn't a bad first go. I don't know. It's not as loud as I thought. It might be better. So, right. So before we finish off, this is only like a test. When did the Flesh and Blood show arrive? Was it yesterday? I take it because he never announced it.
I think so, yeah. Then they're opened it until today.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Is there any outstanding securements coming your way?
Where is she?
I would say though, secure Tower of Evil with the man with the 40-inch cock. Do you remember how you felt when I showed you that, when I was pointing my camera to TV and I set it back to when he's basically in that sex scene? What was your reaction when I said, bloody hell, look at that? He must have a cock the size of a Zulu spear. So, you can remember when you saw it, you thought, well, he's telling the truth, he's not exaggerating.
How much more time was left?
So, are you going to secure Tower of Evil?
I'll have a look.
Oh, go for it, man. It is pure B movie. Pure B movie. I'll take a picture of this. I will take a picture showing you the setup. What else have we got to come?
Blood on Satan's Claw, Blood Beast Terror, Bloodsuckers.
Oh, Bloodsuckers. Brilliant film. The locations, man, are absolutely stunning. And by looks in it, like in dark places, I got mine off of eBay from this Rare Films and Gems or something. It's not an original. Somebody's burnt, like I said last night, it's burnt onto a computer disc, but it plays okay. But it's on YouTube. I sent you a link. The full movie's on YouTube, and some of it was filmed in Denham, where we. I sent you the picture of the pub, but it's not the angle it comes out of. I want to be the other side.
I didn't get any
But
coins around.
Yeah, a lot was filmed in Uxbridge, and Denham, and Hillingdon. But to watch Dark Places on YouTube, you've got the link. I heartily recommend Tower of Evil. If you can, Dark Places, even though the full version is on YouTube.
Yeah, wait. You know this girl, yeah? She's the girl that I killed when she was hiding. This one.
Trying to think.
Following Roses.
Have you got a Fear in the Night coming?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it's radioactive.
I tell you, Demons of the Mind, which is my big cock version of the Hammer box set, right? Again, Robert Hardy, Shane Bryant, and Michael Horton's in it as a mad wandering preacher. That's not a horror film, it's psychological. Again, Dark Places, which I've sent you the link. If you type in Dark Places 1974, if you don't do that, you'll get the 2015 film. But you type if the links in your messenger anyway. If you type in YouTube, Dark Places 1974, you'll see there's two versions of the full film with Herbert Lom, Christopher Lee, Joan Collins, and Robert Hardy again. But again, that one is a kind of psychological thing. But Fear in the Night with Judy Geeson, Joan Collins again, Ralph Bates, and a cameo by Peter Cushing. That's another psychological, but that's in my Hammer box set, which includes two Draculas, Prince of Darkness and Scars of Dracula, the one with Dennis Waterman in. It's got, as you know, Frankenstein Created Woman, and well, it hasn't got Evil of Frankenstein. It's got Brides of Dracula, man. Evil of Frankenstein, Brides of Dracula, they're standalone films, not sequels or prequels.
No,
Are you hungry?
I had
somebody has gemstone.
bread now.
Right, so we'll see how this goes. For sound wise, just to finish off, just testing sound quality. You can either do a quick soundbite as Dominic, or a soundbite from Faith for Blood, and then this test will
I was
finish.
just sitting down, and then the murderer just came to go back. Wait, look how they're gonna spray.
I believe, sir, but that man is murdering his wife.
Right, that'll do, Jeff.
Green, blue, like the middle part.
Whether or not you're available for a mini use, my dear, if you aren't, it don't matter. But if you are, just ping it usual method. I will look at this test. It's probably only a slight improvement on me filming the tablet. It's not as loud
Guess what? I'm gonna
via Bluetooth as I thought.
I bought a, like,
It is really loud with music.
for robots.
I remember when we used to have it outside on Sun Lounger, and you had to turn it down because you didn't want to have neighbours complaining. But it's on max, because the bloody thing, as you know, they've all got built-in safety features, which is like it starts about 2/3 away for so you don't impair your hearing. But I've turned that bloody. Just one more check. It's all full whack. Right, one last one, and then I will curtail this test. And this is purely for sound. when Dominic reveals that he's not the actor, he's Dominic, and then I'll cut you off, and then you can chill out for
I'm shooting you back.
evening.
I don't know what it is.
No, not his laugh.
Yeah, I saw them
What he
before.
says to the woman at the fireplace when he
I can't
says,
remember it.
oh,
Who is
roughly
Richard?
something like,
I didn't get any fun, but I only got
well, I give you we'll kind of get close to it. So
Hey,
repeat what I
Fred's
say.
got
Again, this is for sound.
Why did
Jesus
it-
Christ, like
four
some spaceships disappear down there. It says something like, but Mark, you weren't supposed to kill the psychiatrist. So he was like, I'm not Mark, I'm Dominic.
I'm not Mark. I'm Dominic.
That's it, right. I'll curtail this now, Jeff. I know you're on it.
Deafline.
Eh?
Deafline.
Oh, Deafline. Yeah. Well, if you are available for a micro time restricted slot, I know you got earliest tomorrow. But if you are available for a tiny shrunken version of a not even a Yus Medi, it'll be a Yus My, or even a Yus.
There'll be a Y.
Yeah, well, a Y. I'll take a Y over nothing at all. So a bit. So if a short Yus, and then you have pen and paper ready, and I'll instruct you on where to go. Now, time for me to change the viewing pleasure because you know
What are you
it's,
cracking on with? What are you putting on now?
well, I feel like
When he says, I just bought some Robux, I definitely didn't buy Robux on this game.
I'm not sure if I'm going to show Gush here. Tales that witness madness, or
This first time I've never saw this.
oh well, it looks like we're watching Nothing But the Night again. Well,
Oh, yeah.
for me,
Got that one.
yeah, but oh, brilliant. Although the full version is available on YouTube, but it's Charlemagne Productions, which is
Just he saw this?
yeah, he's got it as well.
Oh.
It's Charlemagne Productions, which was I should say, still is in the league, is Christopher Lee's own production company.
Oh, yeah, gifting.
Because if you go onto YouTube, you'll find that even up to his latter years, when he was in his 90s, it was a brilliant heavy metal version of Jingle Bells, and he's singing along to his Jingle Bell, Jingle. It's just fucking brilliant, man, isn't it? She's looking at me gone out, but he does sing along to his heavy metal group. He's got his own records out, and this was his own production company with Charlemagne, and I don't think he did very well, to be honest. But I mean, what a cast! Errol played Rodney's wife in Only Fools and Horses. A cameo by Keith Barron, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Diana Dawes, Michael Gambon, Fulton Mackay. And Georgina Brown, I think her name is, the one who. This actually might be better because now I won't sound as loud because it's on a stand. Well, I'll send you the pictures. Right in front of the camera is the Bluetooth KS Boombar Plus, and then literally other side of that is the flat bit of the jacket case for the tablet, and I think the sound will be better it won't be perfect, but you'll be more loud. You won't sound like you're bloody 10 mile away
Yeah, I'm
in a tin
sliding
of
down
soup.
ever so slightly.
Who else in it? Oh, I tell you who's in it. I can't remember his name offhand, but he was in Ever Decreasing Circles as Howard. Him and his dopey wife were very devoted. And he was in that Hammer House of Horror, the one where, now if you've seen it,
I don't think it's hard to buy them in that.
it's one where there's obviously for the American market, they always had an American actress in it, and he kind of this her husband Michael, I think Michael York or something like that. I think it's Michael York plays her husband.
Wow.
He knows she's a bit cuckoo, so he sets up with his friends to believe that
Yeah,
his friend, played by this actor, has tried to attack her. So he leaves a shotgun
what the
nearby.
hell? He's trying to kill Jimmy.
She shoots him. She thinks she's killed him because he's got
No, he's gonna
make.
get
Turns out it's
killed.
makeup,
How?
and then
God, I can never
she
get
keeps seeing him
cold.
around town.
Hurts me.
But she thinks that he's buried somewhere in the woods, and his car's in a ditch. But she keeps seeing, and when she turns around, he's gone. So she thinks he's going crackers, right? And then, but he's not dead. It's all set up. So then it comes to, they said, look, we'll have a séance. So they get this Indian bloke in. They said, look, it's going to cost about £10,000. He's a top man. So they all have a séance, and his kind of face comes up behind like a net curtain. He's, you have killed me. I will get my vengeance. She storms off to the bedroom thinking that the ghost's going to kill her.
Is that half?
Shoots herself in the stomach with a shotgun. So she commits suicide because she thinks she's stressed out, nutcase. And then as they're celebrating a few weeks later with the money from the insurance policy, they're all there, yeah, there's your share, there's your share. Suddenly, woo, she walks through the door, don't kill him, she just simply sets fire to the money.
What film's this?
It's one of the Hammer House of Horrors programs.
Oh yeah, so I've got it.
Yeah,
I've got that episode.
yeah, because there's a woman who plays in Medium. She's just an actress. And there's a bloke who dresses up as actually a policeman, just like a policeman, and as like an Indian guru. And to use their services, they said, look, it's going to cost you £10,000, £15,000, right? But that's just to get money out of her because she's mentally unstable, and they use their acting skills, which is really convincing. That she really thinks she's killed this bloke, but he's not dead, and that he comes back as a ghost in a fake séance because that sends her off the edge, and she. Right, I think.
Yes.
Bush is ready for Nothing But the Night.
No.
I'll see you
No,
for
later.
later now.
Later, because it's still light and concert in the room.
Oh well.
It's empty.
Mm.
So Nothing But the definitely Tower of Evil, man. You need to get Tower of Evil. You got Blood on Satan's Claw coming. If you get the right one, that the disc I've got in that box set, there's about 3 or 4 documentaries on it. There's audio commentary by Mark Gatiss, Reese Shearsmith of League of 3 of them from League of Gentlemen. They love the film, and they do an audio commentaries, and there's loads of documentaries on it. And Linda Hayden with her neatly mown bush, in that where she tries to seduce the vicar. Oh man, it's absolutely brilliant, man. But right, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Uh, Obviously, just buzz me when you're ready for a Y, not even a yus, which is understandable because you're on early shift next week. Uh, and then I will hopefully have some more. Oh, the Who Done It box set. Well, I can tell that later because I haven't really watched the first series with Edward Woodward at the helm. I've watched it the second series, third series to the sixth series because it's got John Pertwee at the helm and quite a few appearances by Patrick Mower. One appearance by George Savalis or Kojak. One appearance with Arthur Mullard as a guest panelist. There's Rich O'Sullivan's in about 6-7 episodes as a guest panelist. But I'll finish off with this. The Haunted House of Horror, which is in my Tygon Coffin box set. Richard O'Sullivan. I'll just have a quick look on Petal. The Haunted House of Horror. Oh, fuck off. The Haunted House of Horror. (1969). Frankie Avalon's in it. He's like the American for obviously America. Jill Hayworth plays Sheila. Jill Hayworth. She's also in Tower of Evil. Dennis Price, Mark Winter, George Sewell, Richard O'Sullivan, Robin Stewart, Carol Dilworth, Jan Holden, Clifford Earle. The man who plays Sid James's boss in Blessed His House is also in it. Robert Raglan, Clifford Earle, and Julian Barnes. There's one more. Bloodsuckers. Oh, fuck off. Bloodsuckers. Bloodsuckers film. Incense for the Damned, 1972. Patrick McNee, Peter Cushing, Edward Woodward. Oh, Reginald Perrin's boss in it, John Barron. Johnny Secker, Patrick Mower, William Mervyn, Imogen Hassel.
Checking my iPhone if it's 100% take off.
Yes. David Lodge.
Peter?
Yes. Valerie Van Os, Madeline Hind. How do you work this through? Fully charged, unplugged. There's some Greek. Now this is the actor I was on about. You can see that. Oh, stupid fucking background.
Watching. Yes.
He's called Alexander Davian. French-born. Was in one of the ITC detective shows called Gideon's Way. Oh, he died. It must be 90 when he died. I am filmography. What have I seen him in now? He's in Richard III from 1955. That'd be right up your alley. Rattle of a Simple Man. I think that's. That's it. I've seen him in Plague of the Zombies. I think he played one of the huntsmen that is lives up with the squire. He plays Harry. So he's in Plague of the Zombies. That's where I've seen him. Yeah, I know I've seen his face somewhere before, and it was Plague of the Zombies. Right, I'll leave it for now, Jeff. I'll leave it until for the why. Just let me know when you're ready for the why. It's not even a yes. And then I should have a downsized session ready for you. Okay, Mr. Horn?
Okay.
So just let me know when you're ready for the why, and we can get cracking later on. Ta-ta! Tower of Evil.
Yeah.